It's my pleasure to have Karina, CMO of Oura, with us for our Fireside Chat. Oura is one of the market's most recognizable wearables, and in the last 3 years, they have expanded their reach through digital and TV. So let's play this spot to find out more about Oura.
The future of health is not a thing that tracks your heart rate night and day, that gives you the most accurate sleep data, that tracks your heart rate during your workout, that predicts your period a month early and alerts you a week before it starts, that senses your blood oxygen levels, that knows when you might be feeling unwell, even before you do, that's water resistant up to 330 feet. The future of health is not a ring. The future of health is you.
Thanks, Jeff. So tell us a little bit about yourself and Oura, and who is the target market for the Oura Ring?
Karina, CMO, and I've been working at sort of the intersection of technology and thing, whether it's consumer products or media or software, for 25 years. I was actually at Warner Media, and I worked in cable at Turner. I was at Peloton for a while, and that was a wild ride. But always really focused on how technology transforms experiences. So Oura is definitely my sweet spot. So that's a little bit about me. As far as our target audience, we don't actually, I think talking about your target in terms of demographics is now kind of really dated. We really only talk about segments, personas, all this sort of texture and nuance that goes into the psychographic of the consumer more than the demographic of the consumer. That's not to say demographics like household income aren't important, especially for a product that is at a considered price point. It just means that we really look for a state of mind, a sort of readiness of a consumer to welcome a product like this into their lives. And for us, that persona is what we call the optimizer. It's a person who's looking to optimize their lives, their health, their wellness, how they feel every day. It's a consumer that embraces technology as a way to optimize their lives. You look at a lot of the products potentially in your home or in your life that are optimizing your life, like maybe your Nest or your Google Home or any number of products. Those are products that almost are the life hack, you know, the little hack in your life to get you to some better outcome than an analog behavior. And so that's really the consumer that we look for at Oura, is that consumer that's looking to optimize their life and how they feel every day.
So let's talk more about your video. You came to Oura about a year ago, and can you talk about how video was added, what prompted that, any channels that you're testing?
Yeah, so there's been a lot of testing, both channel, sort of our media strategy has involved a lot of testing, as well as our creative and our storytelling. So for example, that video is what I call brick to forehead product marketing. Like it was like, this does this, comma, and this, comma, and this, comma, and this, and hopefully you were mesmerized and you listened, but really it's like the brick to forehead product marketing. And what the company hadn't been doing a lot of is sort of the storytelling, the more sort of narrative-based lifestyle storytelling, that how does this fit into your life? And so we've done a lot more of that as well. As far as mix, the company had not really looked at television or even video as an always-on platform. We break up our investment strategy between what we call always-on and integrated. Integrated is like those campaigns where you like go to market, there's a bespoke strategy, there might be a tagline, there's a beginning, middle, and an end to the campaign, and very bespoke KPIs. Always on is there to kind of constantly drum up awareness, consideration, purchase intent, et cetera. Video was not a big part of that always on strategy because it's expensive. It is now a part of our always on mix, with few exceptions. And what we're seeing is it's incredibly efficient because, as you guys all know, like marketing is very much, or customer acquisition is very much about a funnel. And when you don't have above the line creative in market with any consistency, you deplete your funnel, right? Nobody's coming on in through the top. And actually, what we've also found is digital video and digital channels, like even certain social media channels like prospecting on Facebook, actually are less efficient for us than television, or similarly efficient when it comes to customer acquisition cost, or CAC. And we can play a video that you can see sort of some of the evolution in storytelling that I was mentioning with regard to sort of brick to forehead product marketing and sort of more narrative-based storytelling using celebrity. So I don't know if we can play the next video.
No. I love you, man. Enjoy that moment, bro. Showtime, baby.
So that's, NFL player OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. He actually creative directed that spot. Lot less commas. This does this, because you're just seeing him live the product as opposed to me telling you everything the product does. You're seeing him wind down. You're seeing him go to bed. You're seeing him feel ready for the big game. Again, kind of lower on product marketing, higher on that sort of evocative brand type storytelling, more lifestyle forward. So that's just like you could see like a little bit of us playing again creatively, and that spot played throughout Super Bowl and NFL games and college football games. So it was also in contextual environments, which made it a lot more targeted for certain audiences versus the other spot that you saw, which really was optimized based solely on yield and machine learning. Like, go find the audience is going to click on, or visit the website. And we looked at spikes in search volume and things like that, much more traditional, always-on types of measurement.
Great. So where are you seeing the success in the videos? Is it It's TV? Are you? I know you're also partnering with Gucci, so tell us about that. Like, I know you're partnered with celebrities, so tell us about your Gucci partnership.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah, so there's obviously lots of ways to go get audience, and one of them is partnership. And in the case of Gucci, like, what an iconic, killer, incredible brand, like, for us to partner with. It not only helped drive awareness among a very qualified audience of optimizers and very fashion-forward consumers with discretionary income, but it also put us in new environments, because in the case of Gucci, we're a direct-to-consumer business. We sell exclusively on our website. But in the case of Gucci, Gucci was selling our product both on their websites, but also globally in retail locations. So it was the first time that you could go try on a ring, touch and feel a ring, like look inside the ring, see the temperature sensors, see the LED lights before you made the purchase. And that partnership, from a brand perspective, like, the brand marketer in me had to do a lot of letting go, because it was very much about, it was a Gucci ring. The design of the ring is totally Guccified. It's based on their iconic icon ring design, which has this sort of gold braiding and interlocking G logo, and the way that Gucci likes to talk about talk to their consumer is very different than Oura. Actually, you can watch the spot, and then I could tell you a little bit more about it. It's funny to watch the spot. It's actually the same spot as the OBJ spot. It's, here's this product in your life as you go from day to night. Here's how it sort of seamlessly fits into your life. But in the case of the OBJ spot, it was very Oura, right? It's about wellness, it's about recovery, it's about rest, it's about fueling yourself. But this consumer, like, she's partying hard like you guys at a hotel, a couple, maybe a one-night stand. I don't know what you guys are up to here. But I just got in last night, and but it's a different way that the same experience, follows this protagonist. So that, what was interesting is, in the case of most of our video, it is, distributed digitally, and then we do, CTV as well as linear television. This ran, Gucci was like, no, we only do organic, but with an Italian accent. And so they don't do TV, they don't need to. And so I was like, wait, we're not gonna spend money on this campaign? And they were like, no, watch. And so that was like very much about press and earned and seeding and organic. And the product sold out so fast, a few weeks, exceeded expectations, beat all forecasts. They were like, we're out of product, have to stop, we have to pull it out of retail. And now we're in a position where we're gonna bring it back for another, because there were a lot of people disappointed showed up and they were like, sorry, no, we can't service you. But such a different way and such a great learning about the power of brand. Like Oura is a young, very, we're still like finding our way and finding our customer, and Gucci's like, they're Gucci, so.
Yes, Gucci is very recognizable.
Yeah.
So how hard was it when they were like, no TV? Like, I guess if you had to speak to your leadership about that, like how did they just say, let's just go with what Gucci and trust? Like, how do you build that trust between between brands?
They're actually really cool to work with, and even as we were going through this, the creative process with them, I was like, that woman's like drinking a lot of alcohol, and that really messes with your sleep. That her sleep score is going to be horrible. And then I worked at Peloton, and she got on that dinky bike, and I was like, oh God, put a nicer bike on that woman. That one's room. But my point is that they were so open, they were so collaborative, but they also know themselves, they know their customer, they know what's going to work.
Okay.
And there was a little bit of like us saying, well, last, whatever, I don't know, 75 years have gotten you this far, Gucci, I guess we'll wait and see what happens. And they were right. Like I said, it flew off the shelf.
That's great. Yeah, the ring is beautiful. I looked at it online.
Yeah, it's
I would like to see it in person one day. So you also updated the Oura Ring to launch the Hero and the Horizon Gen 3 ring. And then you also launched a campaign. Let's play the spot about, I think it's called Wearable. Jeff, please.
It's functional. Fashionable.
Tracks sleep, movement, heart rate, and the battery lasts up to a week. That's a whole lot of function.
Yo, Chris.
Yo, fashion, right? Function. Definitely function.
Fashion. Function. It's all about balance.
Yes, that spot we launched for our Gen 3 Horizon ring, which is a perfectly round ring, which, believe it or not, is actually really hard to do. Like the one I'm wearing is the Heritage ring, and it has a flat top, and the reason it has a flat top is because battery's square. So you had to figure out how to bend the battery, so it actually wasn't easy. But anyway, what we were playing with that spot, and that campaign is across TV. It's in a lot of Saturday football games. We see a lot of, because I guess it's live viewing, high engagement. Still, it's not time shifted, so we get a lot of performance out of sports. And plus, we're using Lindsey Vonn, Olympic gold medalist, and Chris Paul, CP3. So I think there's some recognition there. But what we were playing with there is this idea of the tension between fashion and function, form and function. And the reason that's really relevant to Oura is because it's a ring and not a wrist-worn wearable. So what that means is you could wear it all day, you only charge it once a week, it's more wearable, hence always wearable. And what we learned from our research is one of the challenges a lot of consumers who wear wrist-worn products that deliver the same capabilities is that they require more maintenance, they require more frequent charging, they're not comfortable to sleep in. It's not comfortable to sleep in a watch the way it is just comfortable to sleep in a ring. Our ring is only 4 grams. It weighs as much as a couple paper clips. So the insight there is really like to stress how seamlessly the product fits into your life. It looks good, it feels good. And we borrowed a little bit from the Gucci learning, right? Which was, we didn't realize how much the consumer cared about the design, the aesthetic, the fashion. Like the Gucci insight was like, oh, because the Gucci ring, our product starts at $299, the Gucci ring is $1,000. But the consumer was willing to pay that premium for the beautiful upgraded design, for the gold braiding, for the interlocking G's, for the brand. And so the insight for us was, we should potentially sort of highlight more of that in our storytelling, the sort of fashion component. It's not all about function. I'm like a diehard product marketer. You cut me open, I bleed product, tech, like tell me what it does, all the things, give me the comma spot. And what we're starting to discover is this sort of more nuanced way of storytelling, plus the emphasis on design, is really important for the consumer.
Yeah, like visual storytelling. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, especially the way the market's moving, everyone's becoming more visually focused. Like you want to see, like for example, go to a restaurant, you want to look at pictures of food and stuff. So
well, now you can't even read a menu; you have to scan it.
Yeah, you have to scan it, and then one day you'll see a video of the food, I think. Yeah. So if you can tell us about your planned omni-channel strategy as well for these campaigns overall.
Yeah. So as a sort of young, scrappy startup that tries to punch above its weight with like fancy spots, we actually activate a lot of really hardworking earned and owned media too. So our omni-channel strategy is equal parts. How are we going to buy attention? How are we going to do that in a very highly efficient way? Like I said, TV works really hard for us. Both CTV, but surprisingly linear works great. Including, like I said, live sports. But then we work really hard on optimizing landing pages. We have a refer a friend program that lights up a lot of word of mouth and drives organic demand into the channel because people want to talk about the product with their friends and family, and they feel cool if they can extend a discount to those folks. So that we really leverage. We have very high performing email. So again, a lot of that we have hundreds of thousands of leads, like 20+% open rates, very high click-through rate on our email, both with leads as well as our existing member base. So we spend a lot of time trying to activate earned and owned channels. We do, on the press side, our press team is incredible. We get about 20 hits a week in terms of press coverage. And then as far as paid, this holiday, we're a bit more focused on efficiency. So some of those social media channels that we typically activate, like Reddit, TikTok, they're not super efficient. I would love to talk to any marketers who are having like gangbuster efficiency kind of wins on TikTok. So our influencers, we have an influencer strategy. We try both content licensing as well as affiliate links, and they both, like, I don't know, it's touch and go. Like sometimes one works, sometimes the other works. So we're still experimenting there, but this holiday we're really more focused on like the CAC and hoping to have a good Black Friday, Cyber Monday like everybody else.
Do you find that your customers that do refer other users, do they go on your website and then maybe check out a YouTube review of the Oura Ring? Do you partner with any like influencers on?
Yeah, the customer journey. I mean, influencer. I'm like doing a lot of personal studying on this right now because the customer journey today really does involve consumers, especially younger consumers, looking for user-generated reviews, looking for influencers. Like YouTube, in particular, like you can run your beautiful, polished 30-second spot on YouTube, a 15, a 6, whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter. That consumer on YouTube wants like the YouTube reviewer saying, here's this product, here's how I'm using it, here's what I like, here's what I don't like. And that goes a lot further than running your spots. Whereas on TV, your spot, it's a more captive audience, it's a bigger screen. I think it's a format that has worked for 100 years. People are used to how that look, you know what I mean? There's no UGC on TV, so there's no expectation for it. So what we're finding is that the consumer is jumping around. They'll see the spot on TV, then they might go Google it. They'll end up on a channel like YouTube or something like that where they'll watch a review. They might go to Reddit, read, comment, like go through a comment thread, then come back to the site. We've probably retargeted them a bunch at that point after that first visit, so we're constantly reminding them we exist. But a huge part of our organic sales demand is through our referral program. And that's just because people love talking about products that they geek out on. Like when you find, the thing about the Oura Ring, when you start wearing it and you start checking your sleep scores and you start finding out, oh my God, I thought I slept great, but I'm actually only spending 20 minutes in deep sleep, and that's bad for me, and here's why. People want to talk about that. How much deep sleep? Do you know how do you sleep? People want, it's a very, it's a topic that drives conversation, and then there's a high willingness to share the love. Like, if you have people in your lives who you know don't sleep well, and you know that, by the way, bad sleep increases your likelihood for the onset of chronic diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, heart disease. Like, bad sleep is bad for you, potentially worse than poor nutrition or lack of fitness. So once these people start learning about that, they want to talk about it, and they want to share those better health outcomes with their friends and family. So a huge part of our organic demand is driven through the referral experience, and that's like in the app, and you can click a link and it'll just prompt you to share a code for $50 off.
It's funny, I found out about Oura from my best friend, actually. She was having bad sleep, so she's like, oh, you should check out this ring. You guys should partner with a mattress brand, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's so much sleep stuff.
We just partnered with Therabody, actually.
Oh, nice,
Yeah.
nice. All right, so looks like it's time for audience questions, so if anyone has any questions, take a few. Oh, back there.
Oh, hold on.
Is there a discount code on the Gucci ring?
No, it's Gucci. It's Gucci. No TV, no discount, nothing. Yeah.
Wait. Hi, Racine Levy, Angie. Angie's list is now Angie. Love it. We just looked it up. Any other plans to partner with, major designers, Moschino, Fendi, any of those, or just really exclusive to Gucci?
Yeah, well, when we launched the Gucci partnership, there was a lot of there was a lot of inbound or conversations around. It's actually extremely hard to mess with the design of the ring because of the tech. So I think we were open to it. Right now we're focused on relaunching the current Gucci offering because it sold out so quickly, and so it'll be back in stores this year. But yeah, there's been some conversations around other amazing brands, and you can imagine, like, it's not just luxury. There are other iconic brands across the gamut of the health, wellness, and fitness landscape that could be great partners. But the actual manipulation of the design of the ring, it's titanium with this diamond-like scratch-resistant coating. It's actually not easy to make. It's why it looks so nice. And to keep light, because the more you put on it, the heavier it gets. So yes, potentially, nothing to announce, but yeah. I
just followed you on Instagram.
Oh, well, thanks. This is part of my omni-channel strategy, is going to conferences.
Without getting political, have there been any? Oh, I'm sorry, Scott Rothstein. I'm with Media Mint. Without getting political, have there been any greater concerns in the past, say, 6 months around privacy issues?
Yeah, certainly with the women's health landscape. I don't know if that's what you're getting at, for sure. So obviously with the legislation around abortion, there's been a concern with apps that are able to track your period, and the potential that if you're in a state that has banned abortion, your wearable, because it's able to track your period, might be able to tell if you lose a child, and therefore that data could potentially be subpoenaed and used against you in a court of law. It's crazy to think the world of wearables is gotten to that place, but so a couple answers to that. One is we're doing a lot to make that data more anonymous. Also, you can turn the feature on and off. So you could turn it off. You could say, I don't want it tracked. But yeah, there's some work that companies like ours are doing to separate your PII from your data. It's hard. And then we have made the stance that we will protect our users' data at all costs, and because we're also on the data privacy piece, we don't sell advertising. Our only source of income is our member, the hardware price and the subscription price. So we also are never in a position to have to monetize our data or sell our data to a third party. That incentive just doesn't exist for our business. So the data is really, Auras to give back to you to use. So that also puts us in a little bit of a different spot than some other brands that have other streams of revenue, including, licensing their software and things like that.
Yeah, that's really well. You kind of answered the question about data. Hi, this is Jake. I'm at MediaCom. Actually, I work on Signet Jewelers as my lead client. So outside of the data component, so it seems like that's not a revenue stream that you're looking to monetize anytime soon, in terms of using de-anonymized aggregated data to find advertising targeting opportunities. That's not right now on your radar?
Yeah, I mean, we use data for our own marketing, in other words, to find audiences, but we don't share our customer data as a way to make money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then are you looking at because you're DTC, are you looking at other distribution channels?
Yeah, it's a big topic of conversation for us right now. A lot of direct-to-consumer brands, when they hit a certain level of critical mass, and you can look, there's a lot of great examples of this, Allbirds, Bombas, Warby Parker, like great consumer brands, iconic, great of the last, decade. And there's definitely a trend where you hit a point where you have to start, like media doesn't get you there. You have to look about diversifying how you reach consumers. So one way we're currently actively doing that is through B2B. So we have an enterprise sales team. They sell through like a corporate wellness channel, for example. So the idea is that the Oura Ring and the Oura membership would be subsidized by your employer, because a lot of employees today aren't, because of COVID, they stopped using the gym benefit or some of those other wellness benefits. They're looking for other benefits. And we have a lot of data that shows how the ring helps consumers improve productivity, fewer sick days, less exhaustion, right? You're more alert when you sleep well. So there's a great connection for an incentive for employers to offer the Oura Ring as a wellness benefit. So that's one interesting channel that we're exploring. We sell globally in 100 or so countries, but we're looking, we're not really like endemic in those markets other than Finland, because we're a Finnish company. So we're looking at how do we just like supercharge certain strategic markets for us where there's high demand for this product, but we're not really there full steam. And then obviously partnerships like that, there's an opportunity to maybe look at retail or other distribution partners. We're not there yet, but we've been testing it. For example, the announcement we made yesterday is, in addition to the Gucci retail locations we're now in 20 Therabody stores as well. So you can get an Oura Ring at a Therabody store and pick up a massage gun.
Well, that is awesome, Karina. Thank you. And I like that idea. Ken, maybe we all get Gucci rings for wellness. Everyone. Okay. Thank you, Karina.
Yeah,
thank you,
thank you.
Barbie. Give them a big round of applause.